Boom, welcome everybody. Welcome. It is Tuesday, July 25th. It is approximately 5 p.m. EST. We're gonna roll up on it out of here. It's raining. We're gonna do our normal route. I might take a few different detours just to change it up, just to make it exciting for anyone who's watching. You know, give you a slightly different route, keep you on your toes. Let's see how we do. We're gonna drive manually to the end of this parking lot here, get to the exit, and engage FSD beta. We are on version 11.4.4. We are still waiting on that 4.6 to drop. It's okay. This version is very good. This thing can happen when you've been an FSD beta tester for a while. You kind of start getting antsy for that next release. You know, you start to get excited for what new features might drop. You know, everyone's obviously always waiting for that day that we finally get a hands-off version. It'll come, you know, and I'm still seeing improvements on my route every day. I'm adamant that even if it's the same version, even, you know, Tesla collecting the data is still useful, so it's still a good thing. We're gonna go ahead and put in our destination here. And allow FSD beta to pull us out of the parking lot. So we need to select our middle lane to continue straight, no problems there. I wanted to go running immediately after work today, but I was not able to because of the rain. There's also lightning, so they probably shut down this outdoor track that I go to. No big deal. We're gonna eat and then we're gonna go running. Okay? Okay. But we're gonna get a great drive here in the rain to post up to YouTube. Please, if you're watching this video on YouTube, please let me know what you think. You know, it's a growing channel. I would love to hear what you think in the comments. Any feedback you have, any routes that you'd like to see. I'm nearby the city. I'm planning this weekend, stay tuned. I am planning this weekend to go over the GW Bridge. Just for fun, just for kicks, just for giggles. I have a few things I want to do out in Jersey, and I think that would be a cool FSD beta video to post going over the George Washington Bridge. It's a hectic drive. It's very tight. There's a bunch of different lanes, and it's not very clear where to go. I've taken beta over the bridge once. Beta actually did pretty well. So that was actually prior to version 11. So we're gonna see now if there's been any improvement. Well, it was prior to 11.4 at least. It may have been one of the earlier version 11 updates now that I think about it. All right, so the trick to doing this turn safely is going slow. And hopefully the person behind me understands why I'm going so slow, because this is a very tight blind curve, and in order for us to do it safely, you have to go slow. It's the only way. I've been driving this hill for years now, and there's a stop there anyway. So going any faster would have made it unsafe and would have not allowed us to make any progress. We would have been stuck here behind this car anyway. So we went ahead, and if you noticed, what I just did was I set our speed to 0, which allowed us to leave a gap and allowed us to leave room for any cars that were gonna pop out. I'm not sure if it's a New York State law only, but I know it's a law here that you can't block side streets. So if you're stopped at a light, you have to leave room for any side street entrance or exit. Alright, so we're going through one of our complicated series of intersections here perfectly, which is impressive. FSD Beta is making this look very easy right now. Would love to see Waymo or Cruise over here doing this in their little geo-fenced, perfect little California grid neighborhood. We don't have a grid system here in New York. We have weatherized roads, and we have potholes, and we have uneven lane markings. People drive like idiots all the time. So it's definitely a challenging driving location for Beta. I've seen videos of testers in other states, and what I'll say is this. I view it as a positive, because from what I've seen is if I can make autonomy work on my route here in New York, it can work anywhere. Short of like India, or New York City. New York City is an entirely different beast. I'll be completely honest. I've driven Beta in Manhattan, and whew, it depends on where you're driving. It really does. Not every area of Manhattan is the same, but there are some spots that are just very, very congested, and it's congested driving that's difficult for Beta, when cars are just on top of you and on each side of you, and you're kind of boxed in and you don't have room to make decisions. You kind of need to know where you're going before you're doing it, if that makes any sense. That's kind of why Manhattan is a hard place to drive, in my opinion at least. Not to say that we can't do it, because we 100% can. It's just that what I envision is there will be certain... I would think that based on where you're driving and other circumstances, the system will tell you, okay, you can take your hands off the wheel now. That's what I imagine. And that'll happen first, in certain zip codes that are easier to drive in than others. Alright, so we have an unprotected left turn up at this light here, and one of my viewers actually noticed some behavior here on this street, which is that we are steering away from vehicles on that opposite side of the line, which I have a lot of thoughts on that, and it's not altogether a bad thing, and here's why. Here's the silver lining to it. We want Beta to be able to know that behavior, right? So that if there is a car on this other side of the road that's over his side of the line, we want to know how to handle that. We want the practice of steering away from him. We're going to go ahead and take this unprotected left in front of those cars. That was nice. That was very, very easy there. At least we made it look easy in the rain here. So it's good to be able to know that behavior, right? Now, when I'm disengaging, when it's not okay, when it reaches the point of being unsafe, is when I have a car next to me or behind me, and we are steering close to our white line. That's when I'm like, okay, we need to teach Beta that is not okay. It's fine to, if we want to give ourselves a little extra margin for room of safety and there's no cars there, 100% okay with that. But obviously if there's someone next to us, we can't do that, right? Alright, so I manually reduced our speed there because of a series of potholes. They've been doing a lot of road work on that section of the road for a while now, and I wish they would just complete it so that we can just do the normal speed through this whole street. But at this point, we're reaching a section of our drive which Beta does very well and can handle with zero input. So at this point, I've pulled my foot back away from the accelerator. So I'm not aiding FSD Beta with any accelerator taps at this point, okay? I'm allowing it to do all the acceleration, stopping, and steering on its own. All I'm doing here is supervising, right? So the speed limit here is 25, and we do have the increment set to our set speed. So for anyone who's unaware, in Tesla vehicles, there is a setting whereby you can have your predetermined speed be a certain percentage higher than the speed limit. So I believe mine is somewhere around like 15% or something like that. So when I'm driving in a 25, for instance, my speed is automatically set to 28. All right, see, this is an interaction which is dangerous because those cars like to park on the side of the road, and we need to be able to be ready to brake if needed. And so that's why I had my head stuck around towards the window there, so I had as much vantage point as possible. And can we just give Beta a round of applause for what just happened there? Did we just see the level of complex decision making that was? So the car was backing in or something, doing some type of weird maneuver to that spot, and we angled ourselves and slowed down perfectly to give enough room and speed for that car to go. It's that was a great maneuver. Like, I congratulate Beta when it does a good job. That was perfect. You couldn't have asked for any better. Alright, so I'm just playing that over. Obviously, that one's getting posted. I do have a Twitter account. It's the same name as my YouTube channel, Intelliky Earth. I'm pretty sure you can find me just by searching for that. Please do also follow my Twitter page, or my X page. Pardon me, Twitter's dead. What am I even talking about? X. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Follow Me. I'm not sure. X me. And X my exes. Just kidding. Like my tweets. Alright, so I am going to manually reduce our speed here. So the speed limit here is 30. And because it's raining, I do not feel comfortable hitting this curve at 33. Because remember, my speed is 30, right? But because of my increment... Oh, we have a good one. Alright, we have a truck here. Alright, so we're going to label him as a lead vehicle. Alright, if he's coming back to his truck right now, and he's going... So that car was being impatient. Need to provide more room for navigating around stopped vehicles. Did not recognize parked vehicle. Alright, so I provided that feedback to Beta, to Tesla, and I'll go ahead and I'll post this video as normal so you guys can see the process of a disengagement. I really enjoyed that. That right there is a situation that earlier in my span as an FSD Beta driver, I would have disengaged much earlier and just drove around the truck, but I allowed Beta to do its thing. I allowed it. So what happened was, it was incorrectly labeling that stopped vehicle as a lead vehicle instead of a parked vehicle. So because of the curve that we were on and the blind curve at that in the rain, I was okay with waiting. So I went ahead and put my hazards on. As that happened, the car around me decided to proceed. That was fine. I was going to allow him to proceed and I was going to wait. But then Beta finally woke up and said, oh, this is a parked vehicle. Let's go ahead and try to navigate around him. So at that point, I checked behind us. There was no vehicles. I took off my hazards and was going to allow Beta to navigate around the truck. There's a guardrail below the truck which extends out even further than the truck. So Beta was navigating around and didn't provide enough cushion, enough space that I felt comfortable. So basically the disengagement was me holding the steering wheel where I felt comfortable around the truck, and that was further than Beta was going to turn us. So that was our disengagement. So that's the feedback that Tesla is going to get. The late recognition of a parked vehicle, and also not providing enough space when navigating around that parked vehicle. Which these are edge cases, right? These are edge cases. So this is what we're supposed to be doing as an FSD beta tester. We're supposed to be watching for those edge cases, keeping us safe during them, and then providing feedback on our experience. And, you know, if you can try to just give a description of what happened, then you're doing your job. All right, so this person has a yield sign. They yielded. All right, so that was fine. A lot of people, what they do there is they just go, in which case I was going to reduce my speed and allow them to merge in front of us. It's always good to have a plan. So this guy is going to wait for us. That's fine. All right, we're going to go ahead and put in our final destination here. We still have a good few interactions up ahead. We have an unprotected left all the way at the end of this nice straight road that we're on here. And then we have an interesting merge. That's my favorite part of my route currently is this merge that we're gonna have to do in a few minutes, where we have to merge across multiple lanes of traffic simultaneously in order to get into our turning lane. It's proven quite eventful. You'll see. There's a lot of trees in this neighborhood, and there's a brook that runs through it, like a waterway, and it's called, for that reason, the name of the street's called Pine Brook. A lot of trees, and there's a brook, Pine Brook. Whenever there's a storm, like there is now, and thunderstorms, a lot of trees fall on this street, and very often it blocks the roadway. So you always need to be looking out for that. And sometimes you'll get to it before the cops have. So in which case, like you might need to stop and like literally wait. Like either you get out and move the branch if you can, or you'll be stuck here waiting for the police to come and move it. See, like what I was talking about earlier, in that certain sections are going to be cleared for hands off. This road right here that I'm on, Beta can do this hands off 100% of the time. I'll take that back, 99.99, right? Because there's still edge cases. But every time I can be very confident that Beta has the tools it needs to complete this correctly. Alright, so what we're going to do, there's a fork here, left and right. We're going to go ahead and put it on our directional a little early, so the person behind us knows where we're going. This is good. We're getting over to the left more than we used to, allowing room for vehicles on our right to proceed. That was previously a disengagement for me here. It's exciting to see progress. See, that brook runs into this lake over here. Alright, so we do have an unprotected left here. We are crossing both ways of traffic, and both ways have the right of way in front of us. And also, if the car next to us pulls up enough, they block our view of the right side, and then we have these bushes here blocking our view of the left. So you kind of have to pull all the way forward past the stop sign as this guy is. So I'm going to go ahead and push us that amount forward. We can go after this car. Unless any magically ghost cars appeared that I didn't see, but we're clear. I gave us a little accelerator press to get us through that situation. Alright, so we need to get over to the left here. Beta puts its directional on early for us. I like that. And then gets us fully into the lane better than the human driver in front of us did. See that? And you can even see it mapped on my screen. I love it when Beta does better than a human driver. Alright, so that yellow light up there is turning red, and we're going to miss this light. And this person is still riding that line. There you go. It's a little better. See, if people like him are blocking that line, then people in the right lane can't proceed. That was such a good job Beta did with that that vehicle that was pulling into that driveway. That's excellent. Alright, so we need to follow this double yellow line here. Alright, that was good. I'll take it. Alright, so this guy is stopping. There we go. So there's the recognition of the, there we go. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good handoff there. See, that just needs to happen faster, right? Beta just needs to recognize when a vehicle is pulling over and proceed faster around it, which will happen over time. All right. So we have this stoplight here, and then one more stoplight. And then we have our interesting merge. So we are going to be there. It'll be a 4-lane road. We will be in the 3rd lane from the left, and we need to get all the way over to the left. And there could be cars in those leftmost lanes, which we need to merge with. So there was a previous disengagement there that Beta just corrected itself on, which is it used to like to get into this right lane, which isn't really optimal because then we have to get back over up ahead. And now it corrects itself, which is good, which is exciting to see. We like seeing progress. See, like that, which we just cancel. See, we just canceled that lane change by using our left stalk here. Alright, so we're going to put on our rear view camera here. There's no cars behind us, so there's one lane. And there's the second. That could be done better. I've seen it done better. And I wish we would have gotten into this lane a little better, although it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. All right, so let's see if we see any progress with our lane placement here on this upcoming lane. So you'll notice there's a single yellow white line and a single yellow line and a single white line. So we just disengaged there because the car behind us wanted to make the light, even though it was turning red with us. Like, I hit the yellow and he still wanted to make it. So I went ahead and rushed Beta through that. What it was trying to figure out was where it was supposed to be going, because this median is blocking the lane markings, okay? So it needs to hug this left side, but for some reason it wants to go over to the right, okay? So, oh, look at the, see, this is what I'm talking about trees falling. So Beta was trying to figure out where it needed to go, and we didn't have time for that because the guy behind us was not being patient. He wanted to go, so I just took over. The disengagement really was the lane placement. So I selected the tight lane as it was supposed to be, and then also gave it the accelerator press. So it was a that was some weird behavior. For some reason, we got into that right lane just to get back into the left lane. And I'll allow it to do things like that if it's a non-safety issue. Alright, so this was good. This was a very hard turn. We just got into the right lane, no problem. A lot of disengagements to get here. Alright, so we still have our directional on. We're going to see if we can cancel it, because we've already gotten into this right lane. That's why I encourage everyone to follow traffic laws. That person crossing that double yellow line could have caused an accident there, because this person just decided to stop just to give up his right of way, just to let that person break the law. And I know I could come off appearing cynical. It's just that I have a lot of years of driving experience. So, like, I know firsthand, like, you don't cross double yellow lines like that because it can create accidents, right? like I take this stuff kind of seriously, you know, like my. But all right, so that's it. We're pretty much at our destination here. We got 2 stoplights left. Thanks everyone for watching. Had a couple disengagements for you guys today. So 2 of them. So you got to see where FSD Beta is doing very well and what it looks like when you need to take over. So if you have never driven a Tesla before, okay, and you're in the market for a new vehicle, please do not purchase a new vehicle until you test drive a Tesla. And the reason I say this is they're great cars, all right? When you test drive it, like, you'll understand just the handling of it, the speed. It just feels so great. Everything that you need, all the buttons that you would normally see on the dashboard are all right here. It's like everything is right there for you. Like you can't get any easier than that. You're not burning fossil fuels. You don't have to pay for gas. You don't have to pay for oil changes. There's no maintenance. The only maintenance you need to do is filling up your washer fluid. That's it. Every couple of years, you need to change your cabin air filters, your wiper blades. The tires are rated for 50,000 miles. It's a great car. You get up to $1,000 off with my referral code, which you can find on my YouTube channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments. If you like the video, please like it. Let me know what areas you want me to drive in. If you want me to go through Times Square. Wasn't that interaction great with that car pulling into that spot and we navigated around him and slowed down? It was excellent. Really showed the complex decision-making ability. But that's it. Entelechy Earth out.